how the line unfolded was I made these preparations for myself. I had no intention of selling them to anybody, and I had it was really just for my own personal use, and that's kind of how it started. And at the time I was building my clientele as a young stylist, and I was using my treatments on myself, and my clients were asking me, what are you using? Oh, it's this stuff that I made. They don't know what to use, so I give it to them, and they tell me what they're using, and I guide them that that's probably not the best thing for them, and if you're better off using this, and giving them at-home sort of more natural products that they can use, they can find in their kitchen. Don't use the Neutrogena, moisturizer. Just use a little organic cold pressed olive oil on your skin. You're going to have much better moisturizing from that than you would with that. And starting to let people know, understand the synthetic chemicals and how they really aren't bio-aligned with the skin. And really what it was is me finding a place for myself where I could guide people. And as we all know, that feels really good. It's super fulfilling to be like, I know something and I can help you. And then it changes your life to a degree and you're happy. Like, that's it. That's what drove me forward, was that being able to help people. And it's the same way as I was at the time as a hairstylist, where if you give somebody an incredible haircut, you literally change them, in that day, in that moment, and it shifts them. And we don't want to underestimate the power of small changes. The micro contributes to the macro. And so for me, addressing people, helping them understand what to use for their skin, giving them my treatment that I was making at home in my kitchen, and just giving it to them and seeing it give them results, I was like, this is what I want to do. This is my calling. This is right. I can help people. And so that was where I really started into what I'm doing today. Really, my product line professionally didn't launch for another 5 years because I had to work through my fears. And what I talk to people a lot about is that you can have great ideas and you can want to put them out there, but until you work through your interpersonal fears of failure, your fears of success, because anytime you have a fear of failure, it's going to have a polarized opposite of fear of success. And anytime you have to work through those, and once you do, and you can neutralize this, and that's when we attract what really serves us, when we're not sort of around the periphery in the polarized opposites that keep us in something else. But so for me, once I worked through those fears, then everything moved forward, because then nothing's in the way. You're only yielding that neutral, peaceful, balanced, abundant state. You're not attracting whatever you're doing from this fear. And like I tell people, if you have a big fear about your failure around doing something, whether it's a service or a product or what have you, or some sort of artistic expression, most of the time you won't be very successful in it until you deal with that fear. And I think that it's a really compelling, beautiful conversation to have, because it gives people an opportunity, because so many people feel swallowed up by their fears. So for me, it took a few years to work through those fears, and just really what it was peeling back the layers and listening to myself. I have a natural inclination towards self-awareness because I've been meditating for 24 years every day. So you can hear the voices that are saying, I'm scared of this, or if it doesn't work, they're gonna laugh, or I don't wanna be that guy that doesn't make it and everybody thinks failed. And then when you hear those voices, that's why I think awareness is the key. Because when you can hear those voices, then you can let them go. But it's when you're identifying with the voices is when you're lost in it. And so if we can expand our awareness, then we can hear them and we can extract what's right and let go of what doesn't serve us. And then we can come into alignment vibrationally, that creeps up vibration of ourselves. And then we can live the life that is our truest sense and our truest, connection. So for me, as I peeled away all of that stuff, I said, so what if I'm the guy that creates a line and it doesn't work, and people look at me like, oh, remember that guy? You confront it. And so I confronted it, and I was like, I don't care if I'm that person, at least I'm doing it. So then you start getting the other conversation that's your empowered self that overrides those smaller voices that have, kept us down for so long. And that's really was the answer. And then as I really worked through the fears, everything fell together. And as you know, when you start doing things and you work through your fears that are trying to stop you from it, everything, doors open. doors open, and then that's the magic, and then that keeps you inspired further. Being a spiritual person and being spiritually inclined, anything that comes into your reality is your challenge. And so when you look at life with that possibility of what's really happening, then you're in a position to be able to use that for our expansion and our growth. So for me, it was a challenge. So with a global brand, a skin and hair care collection, with that, for me, I was like, you're gonna use this to show yourself who you really are and what you can do. And I was like, okay, because there's so many challenges that come in, big and small, and you use that to say, it's okay, it'll work out, this will work out. No, there's a solution, and that's your spiritual path, being in control and empowered. Spirituality isn't anything else, other than that awareness and ability to stay aligned and stay calm and assess what choice am I going to make in my own mind and my own heart right now that's either going to be in alignment with myself or disconnected from myself, And I think that is why it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you are somebody who teaches straightforward meditation, spirituality, energy healing, or if you're somebody who is, whether you're a dentist or a waiter or a waitress, whatever you do, it's that consciousness that's going to either inspire you to become greater and create more or not, and it's whether or not we step into it. And I think I'm just one of those people that I cannot step into it. I have to. I was like, well, because when it started to get very real and I was putting a lot of money that I didn't even have at the time into producing my collection, it got very scary. And I thought to myself, what else am I gonna do? Just make money? Continue being a hairdresser and just make money? And no, you need to see your biggest potential. So that's where I sort of was like, oh yeah, because if I didn't do this, I would find something else that was very dear to my heart, probably around plants or nature or spirituality, and I would throw myself into that and then challenge myself to that with as far as I could take it to see what I could do. My core message with beauty is really about shifting the perception of what we as a culture and a world and many cultures perceive as beauty. And I think that we can do that by lifting up what we see as truly beautiful. And that's been my mission, besides helping people understand why natural cosmetics, skin and hair care, body care products really work and why they're better for us and better for the environment. Aside from that, it's a bigger message about transcending gender, transcending skin color, and anything else that has kept us in a very unhealthy, sick, gross box of what our culture defines as beauty, and we all know. And so for me, it's really exciting to be able to have a brand where I can highlight what true beauty is. True beauty is, we all know, it's a mystery. It's something that we're constantly discovering, and that's what I find beautiful about it. And when it comes to people, our true beauty really comes from within. And when it comes to what I do with, say, beauty products, there is the art of caring for our physical beauty that creates that love, that connects inside, that creates that expansion and that luminosity that creates that true beauty. And so there's an inextricable link to it that we're always constantly trying to link up, and me and the clean beauty revolution tribe in the natural beauty market really is a group of people that are doing that, and we are lifting people up and working to support that perception of beauty, because we want that to be mainstream. We want that to be healthy for all people. So, somebody who's not happy with who they are, but they lose a lot of weight, they might gain it back. And that might be a connection as to why, but then somebody else might not be happy with themselves and might lose a lot of weight and then stay unhappy with themselves, but there's going to be something else that's unhealthy, that keeps that locked in, energetically. And that's sort of the way to see it. And it just depends on, like we were just talking, how much responsibility somebody wants to take. For example, when somebody is, skin issues are devastating, you know, and they can form emotional scars on us, and you know, at any age. And I feel like the process to clearing your skin is, I feel as though that you can get your skin into balance faster when you do understand the mental and emotional aspects behind what's going on. Like loving your skin, like your body doesn't heal fast when you're hating it. You know, your body and your skin heal fast when you accept that you might have some negative energy around it, and that you talk to it in a way, because cells are vibrational. They experience the body. It's, you know, mind over matter. The body responds to how the mind treats it. And so, you know, sort of like nurturing it to a degree, like, okay, I have a really you know, an intense blemish outbreak on my face right now, but it's gonna go away soon, you know, versus I hate this, I hate what this looks like, I look horrible, you know. See, it's like you can go one way or the other. So that's what we want to encourage, is just it, and that goes into like, how do we treat ourselves, you know, and why are you so hard on yourself? Why is your self-worth gone when you have a blemish? And if you don't want to take that approach, and you want to just sort of go to the next product and the next product, and make sure that, you know, and blame everything topically for not doing it or doing it, that's a little bit of a moving target, and you're never going to really understand your skin or your wellness. So my you know, given, say, the person in your question, like, what do you do for somebody like this? It really does have to do with the individual and what they're really open to addressing it. But I think we can all use more self-love in the mirror, and the way we talk to ourselves and treat ourselves. It's very, very, very powerful, and I think it's everything. I do think that ultimately it's probably one of the most important things that we do in this life, is how much we love ourselves. I have no legacy, and I don't care to leave anything behind. I don't. I think this is an intense question for me as well, because I do not think about anything being left behind. For me, I feel like there's a huge difference in wanting to make a difference and wanting to be known for making a difference. And I don't believe in wanting to be known for making a difference. Even if you are known for making a difference, that can be a byproduct. But for me, I don't really care. I hope to affect people, I guess. But I think when you really want to affect people, you don't even think about affecting people. You just live. You know, and that's a byproduct, is our connection and our expansion. And I'm very much an egalitarian. I believe everyone is equal and nobody is better, ever. And I think that's also what keeps me connected to who I am, is that everybody's a divine soul. And so, and everybody's at different points on their paths and their lives and their journey. And the minute you aren't completely humble about that, then you're off. You know, and then it's not fulfilling. But for me, what I would hope to leave behind is, I don't know, I honestly don't feel like I want anything other than everyone to know anything that was of goodness that came from anything regarding me was really just a reflection of them, because that's all that's really real. You know, it's not really anybody. It's like you're only seeing what, you know, a greatness in me, because that's a reflection of your greatness, and I can only see that in you.